Good morning, sparkling beloveds of God. Good morning, our Facebook friends, you who are also beloved. I am honored to be your chaplain today, Chris Nelson. And as we go in the silence, I will read to you from Listen, Beloved, by Martha Spock, who was part of Unity for many, many years. Listen, beloved. Do you hear me? I am speaking to you, not in words, but in the innermost heart, the silence of your soul. I am the Christ in you. I speak, yet it is not I, but the Father who speaks. I am the Christ in you, the beloved Father in you. Do you hear me? I am speaking to you now. I am speaking to you of infinite possibilities that are before you, of wonderful powers that are within you. I am speaking to you of the mysteries of the Spirit, of everlasting love, of unending, eternal life. I am speaking to you of inner reality and outer realization. I am speaking to you of greatness and goodness, of dreams fulfilled, of prayers answered, and of appreciation of things present, of anticipation of things to come. Listen, beloved. it's time to come back from your journey into silence, savoring those precious moments and knowing that they can be with us at any time, at any place. And as we go out the doors and back in, remember to surround everyone that is serving at Unity in Lynnwood today with that golden cord of love and gratitude, for without them, we would not be able to enjoy this silence, this building, this community. So I invite you today to sparkle.
At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everyone is seen. At this table, everybody matters. No one falls between. At this table, you can say whatever. At this table, you can speak your mind. At this table, everything's forgiven. There's enough for everyone. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you could give is your heart. So come as you are. At this table, there will be no judgment. At this table, mercy has a seat. At this table, we're all sons and daughters. There's no place I'd rather be. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you could bring is your heart. So come as you are. Come as you are. At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everybody cares. At this table, everybody matters. So come pull up a chair.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, everybody matters. Welcome. I look like the beach, right? Yes. So that's good because that's the theme today. It's our Youth Sunday and they're hosting. And so they invited me to wear my beachy outfits. So I've got my, flip-flops, and we're grateful. We'll be inviting them in a second. So whether you're here for the first time or you have been here many years, welcome. Welcome in the name of all that is holy and sacred and beautiful, that we're so blessed by your presence here today. And so we're beginning a new Sunday series. It's called Sailing the Seven Seas, and you should have gotten a little booklet. And in there is lots of wonderful gifts for you. And this is the 7 core spiritual experiences that really nourish the soul and build community. Do you mind if I take these off? There you are. Enough with the costume, right? So the first C of these 7 experiences is communion. Communion is that felt sense that we're already one with God. We're already connected to one another. We're already part of something holy, sacred, and beautiful. So I would just invite you now to take a holy breath and know that we have entered into this sanctuary, this holy time. We just leave behind this week and we arrive fully present in this now moment. And so we breathe in the activity of spirit, the life of spirit. And so we hold space right now that may all of us here feel the strength from each other. May all of us here feel the courage of community and the peace of everlasting love. May all of those grieving be held gently, and may we all be prepared not just for disasters as we see throughout our world, but be prepared for compassion and spiritual awakening and peace and healing. So we thank you, Spirit, for this day, for this moment, for this ministry. We are blessed. So it is. And so let's start with our invocation that we speak to every week about invoking the presence of the living Spirit. So join me. Though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. We gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life, which is our vision statement as well. So I want to say good morning to all of you online. We're so grateful for your presence with us. Although you're not in this physical space, you're with us in spirit and online. And so we say good morning to Ursula from Cocoa, Florida, Barbara and Marion in Seattle, and many others without their names. So grateful for your presence here. Let's say good morning to our online audience and family. Say, welcome to Unity in Lynnwood. We are so glad you're with us. We bless you today. We also want to welcome anyone that might be here for the first time or know you could have been a dozen other places. So we have a special gift for you, and we have ambassadors on site that are here to support your journey if you're here for the first time. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to just raise your hand. And the reason why we want to just give you a gift, we have a small gift for you, and that gift gets you into our bookshop with a discount, and the ambassador would also support you finding that bookshop as well as getting into our friendship hall for goodies and coffee. And our youth usually put on a fabulous after service. So if this is your first time and you're willing, would you just raise your hand? I'm not sure we don't have anybody in the room, but we might have somebody online. So thank you for being with us. And if you write to us, and in a moment we'll give you that email at the end of the service to find out, and we'll get that information to you. So let's welcome our youth. I think they're about ready to come in, but we have a song, and here they come.
We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We see the light within you and cherish your presence. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We see the light within you and cherish your presence. And so it is. And so it is. In love.
Hi, I'm Felicity Silvers, and I'm going to be doing a short quote from Rumi to start off our day. Do you know yet? It is your light that lights the world. Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion.
Hello, I am Grace Golgert. I'm the Assistant Director of Youth and Family Ministries, and I get to talk about what we're doing today. We're doing a Seven Seas Beach hospitality, and friendship hall. We have some yummy snacks and treats for you after service. And now I'm going to have Colin come up and talk about Kids Camp.
I'm on this side. Hi, my name is Colin Fallon, and I'm here to talk about Kids Camp. So just the other week, past 2 weeks, yep, it's been a while, oh my God. We had our Northwest Youth of Unity Kids Camp. So if you don't know what that is, Kids Camp is the YOU region's, what are they called? Service project. Yes, thank you. Service project towards the whole region. So a bunch of the teens get to become counselors, and they get to lead this camp for a bunch of elementary school age kids, so ages 7 to 11. And we just had ours. So, we just had ours. No voice crack at that time. The theme was kindness is key. And it's one that we all came up with together, and it just happened the other week. It was amazing. Let me tell you, it was so much fun. The kids enjoyed it so much. At the beginning, they wanted to go home right as they got there, and at the end, they wanted to be a full summer long. I don't know if I could do that even if I got paid for it, but it's very good for us counselors to see the kids grow into that. And we had a lot of fun. We went in the pool and went slip and sliding and went on hikes and did a bunch of little fun activities. And in general, everyone just had a great time. Some of the kids were a little scared, but they all came together and had a lot of fun, built friends, connections. And as someone who went to kids camp myself, I can guarantee you those connections are going to last a lifetime. So we're very proud that we were able to put on that event for all those amazing youth. And we encourage you to send any youth that you may know and encourage them next year, because it's something we plan doing forever. Thank you so much.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Noah Madden, and I'm here to talk about IYOU. So if you don't know what IYOU stands for, it's International Youth of Unity. It is a week-long camp that we do at Unity Village in Missouri. It's very fun. It's led by high schoolers for high schoolers. I happen to be one of the leaders, so I am one of the international representatives for Youth of Unity this year, along with 2 other people. We've been spending the last year planning this amazing event. Our theme is transformation. Yeah. It is going to be such a fun event. I know plenty of people from here. I know you. People are coming, and we're very excited. We have 10 more people than we had last year, and a little bit of breaking news. It's pre-COVID numbers. We're very excited. We're very excited. Lots of people are coming, so I don't know what else to say.
When do we leave?
Oh, we leave next Sunday. This is happening next week. We're so excited. So, yeah, thank you.
Please rise as you are able and bless our youth.
We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We see the light within you and cherish your presence. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We see the light within you and cherish your presence. And so it is. And so it is in love. Well, good morning once again, Unity. It's so great to see you all looking very beachy. We're going to do things a little bit differently today, and we're going to invite you all to sing My Soul is Welcome Here as a congregation, and then we'll give you an opportunity to meet and greet one another. So please sing along. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. You're welcome. My soul is welcome here. say a quick hello.
I'll just have to redirect you now back to chairs. Thank you so much for all this loving, warm energy that just fills this space when we get a few minutes to meet and greet. We've discovered we can go on forever with it. So glad to see all of you this morning. My name is Linda Babin, and I will be your platform host this morning. And I jumped in with the beach theme, and I heard several people say, oh, I didn't get the memo about the hats. There really wasn't a memo, and we just caught on to the idea that the youth were doing beach theme today, so I grabbed my beach hat on the way out the door, just to have a little fun. One goal we have each week is to orient anyone who might be with us for the first time and those not yet well acquainted with our community. We want to give people a sense of who we are. It is my humble opinion that Unity is an example of the kind of community the world is so very hungry for right now. I hope you've already encountered a few friendly faces this morning and heard a friendly greeting or two. It's our very strong desire to be welcoming. When Unity began 150 years ago or so, the founders weren't trying to introduce a new religion. Their mission was to teach tools and skills to all people from various religions and philosophies, so that they could improve their lives and put their spiritual beliefs into practice, into action. They used the word practical from the very beginning of the movement. Unity doesn't own the tools it teaches, however. It turns out that many non-religious seekers have come to use these very same methods to improve health and well-being, mindfulness, meditation, affirmation, gratitude, the power of choice, and the amazingly creative power of our words. We believe that each person carries a spark of divinity within them, and therefore that all life is sacred. We honor the diversity that is the human family and try hard to break down the barriers that diminish people in any way, for any reason. Unity's philosophy is empowering, it's uplifting and optimistic, and encourages us to live with a sense of genuine gratitude and appreciation for life. We nurture hope. Freedom of thought is a high value here. Again and again, we return to basic principles of love, compassion, kindness, and justice for all people. We do so regardless of individual differences, which are the tapestry of life, creating so much richness and depth. Unity welcomes everyone and believes everyone has a contribution to make and gifts to offer. We welcome your involvement, and it is our hope that you too will feel a genuine sense of belonging and connection here. And thank you for being with us today. I will close with a short reflection I titled Lost and found. Today, for a spell, I did not know where I was. So many things were moving: dates, time, people, places, institutions, conditions of things I had thought were stable. It was unnerving. I did not know where to turn or what to do. Motion arrested, I fell into a quiet moment of reflection. I am was here. So I rested a spell and held communion with presence. I am a part of all this motion and everyone and everything swirling, new, unfamiliar. So much yet to explore, so much yet to be created, piece by tiny piece, and all in its just right time. As I rest, I choose enlivening thoughts and activities. I will regain my bearings. I remember a greater order is breaking through, beyond my view. I'll rest as long as necessary in order to gain strength, but I won't stop. I won't give up. I won't disengage. I am grateful and I celebrate my opportunity to be a part of life now, in this most precarious and auspicious time. I feel the birthing pains as I watch our world turn, shift, expand, and I keep my view on the good breaking through. It is time for more light on earth, and we have all come to birth it. There are millions and millions of light workers deepening their commitment to life right now. As we find one another, we join our love and amplify our radiance. Together, we shine. And so it is. I would like to invite Jennifer Lovejoy to the platform. She's going to share some important work with us. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Lovejoy. I'm the chair of the Board of Trustees, and everyone should have gotten a little card when you came in this morning. If you didn't, we're happy to bring one to you with core values. So this is a project that was initiated by the community when we had a workshop last December on, where are some of the gaps and the things that we want to work on. And one of the things that people came up with is, we have these statements that we read every Sunday, our core value statements, and we love them, and hey, they're really long and hard to say. So could we please come up with some simple terms to reflect those 7 statements that this whole community came up with in 2015? So the board appointed a task force to take on this work, and a number of folks from the task force are here. If you were on the task force, can you raise your hand so we can thank you? Sally, Tom, Welaine, I think John Brooks. So thank you guys for your hard work. So the task force did a terrific job, and we also had some input from the board, and came up with an idea of reordering it to align with the initials that spell the word empower. So we took these, we have not changed our statements. Our statements are the same, but we have tied them and reordered them a little bit so that they spell the word empower. And, just take a moment, maybe close your eyes and just take these in. I'll read the short statements that we came up with. Embodied divinity, metaphysical teaching, practicing spirituality, oneness with all life, welcoming community, embracing interfaith, and radical love. So we are going to be kind of playing with these. We want you guys to reflect on them and think about them as Reverend Denese does her 7-week series on the 7 C's. Part of that experience will be reflecting on one of our different core values every week and thinking about it and thinking about how we express it. We're also looking for other ways that we can bring these to life, and the task force had a number of terrific suggestions about, how do we actually live these and highlight them beyond just thinking about them them on a Sunday morning. So much more to come on that, but I am really pleased to introduce these today, and I hope you enjoy playing with them. Thank you.
We come together in this moment. We bind our hearts and minds, for we all form a tapestry woven from all life, one creation undivided, all unique expressions of God. We come together now in one accord. We come together in this moment. We bind our hearts and minds, for we all form a tapestry woven from all life, one creation undivided, all unique expressions of God. We come together now in one accord. One creation undivided, all unique expressions of God. We come together now in one accord. We come together in this moment. We bind our hearts and minds, for we all form a tapestry woven from all life, one creation undivided, all unique expressions of God. We come together now in one accord. We come together now in one accord.
Thank you, Kelly. So beautiful. Beautiful. We are one accord. Gosh, I think a few of you showed up while we were singing. Nice to have you here. Well, thank you, Linda, for that beautiful welcoming, and thank you, Jennifer, for introducing us to the new core values. And I'll just say it again, they're not new. We're just defining them a little more. But in this 7-week series, we'll have a reflection at the end of the talk, and we're going to give you time to sort of share what might come alive in you or us as a community as we express these 7 experiences that I'm going to share with you, as well as our 7 core values. And it's really the nourishing the soul and building the beloved community. That's what it's all about. So I'm blessed to introduce you to these 7 C's. It's something I've done for years, and I've been doing ministry way too long. I think Rabbi Ted has more than I do, we just discovered. But I've noticed what's sort of alive in the community and what's needed for us to really be attracted to be coming to here. So the first one is communion. And I got this little note from a friend she sent me. She said, you know, communion reminds me of my daughter who was 4, and she was in the church, and we were serving the communion, the wine and the wafers, right? And she was very interested, and she started to get up to grab, the wine and the wafers, and the mother leaned over and sort of told her, you're not old enough to partake, in the communion. So later on, the collection basket came, and it was their practice to tithe. So she had her quarter or whatever she had, and she was going to put it in there. Well, she decided to keep it. She says, if I don't get any food, I'm not paying. And so that's not the communion we're talking about today, but it is a ritual that traditions use that sort of supports that union with the one. And in unity, we sort of have let go of a lot of those rituals and moving more into the experience. So I want to start with my PowerPoint. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So this is a voyage of discovery for personal well-being as well as community. So all of these 7 C's, sacred currents, are for us personally, as well as these core values. So just because these core values live here in this ministry doesn't mean we don't want to live them out in the world. We do, right? Because this is who we are, who we've come here to be. I just noticed we've got an amazing beach on there. That's pretty cool. Are you seeing the same thing? Yeah. Thank you, Cameron. That's just live, coming to you from Redondo Beach or somewhere. Yeah. That's great. Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. I did. So spiritual community, it's not something we sort of find or earn. It's something we awaken to. Communion is what I meant. Communion is that felt sense of our oneness with the one. I am communing with God. I am one with the one. And I know many of you, I've had this experience sitting in the forest, meditating, and just being one with nature. And I don't know about you, but that's when most alive God is. Anybody else have that experience in nature? Yeah, there's something magical that happens out there where the vibration is just so clean and so pure, and my mind can be still. Well, we want to bring that experience with us all the time, communing with the one. And so spiritual communion is a felt sense of this oneness. We want to come home to what is already true. We're not trying to change something out there. We're trying to remember and bring our awareness that this connection is always there. It's only us who hangs up the phone when we feel that disconnect. Yeah. So Spirit, God, essence is always with us and in us and around us. So communion, it's not a reward for being good, a good little girl or a good little boy, because now you have communion with God, because you've done all these things. It is our natural state to be in union with the one. And so we want to remember that we are never separate. We are always connected. There's always a sacredness to life when we begin to see with eyes that can register the sacred and the holy. And each one we come in contact with. So there's this story about a monastery that had sort of fallen on hard times, and it was once this great order, and it had dwindled down to 5 monks. They were aging, discouraged, and sort of unsure of how things were going in the future. And so one day this mysterious traveler comes by, and the monks welcome him in, and he's wise and quiet and holds this energy of knowing. So they have this wonderful conversation, and as this traveler is leaving, he says, the last thing I want to say to you is the Messiah is among you. So he leaves, and the monks are like, what does he mean by that? And so he leaves, and they somehow know that these words that he spoke, they landed as truth. And so they begin to look to say, wonder if it's Philip. I wonder if it's Barbara. I wonder if it's Jerry. I wonder if it's Jennifer. I wonder if it's Rabbi Ted. I wonder. And they began to look at each person as if they were the Messiah, as if they had come here to help everyone awaken. And so from that day on, they began to treat one another with this extreme reverence, this extreme sacredness. They spoke kindly. They listened deeply to one another. They served one another. They shared meals. And so the visitors began to notice this change. The people began to pray and sit in the beauty of this sacred energy, this beautiful communion that they were having with one another. And it was fun to walk into that energy. So the young men and women began to come and join, and in time the monastery began to thrive again. And it didn't do it because of what they did. It grew because of how they saw each other. That they saw the Spirit of God in every person. And when we act in that way, right, then we become that. So there's this communion that begins with recognizing that divine is not just some sacred place. It's not just in nature, Denise. It's everywhere present. And it's in every one of us. The light that lighteth up the world is in you. And what we know is that the mind can also create boundaries and separation. This is the egoic mind that almost all of us have. I call it the sense of a separation. I am somehow separate from you, and I'm separate from God. So part of our work in this 7 weeks and for a lifetime is to reclaim that communion, to reclaim that I am always connected to source energy. I don't have to wait until I pray. And Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God is within us. It's not somewhere out there. When I had this amazing mystical experience, I was living in Lake Tahoe, and I was in the forest, and I spent several hours just meditating and being, and I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, which came out about 20 years ago, and I had this amazing experience where everything was lit up and my body melded with everything that was happening. And, one of those mystical experience where you are connected to all that is. And I would go back to this sacred place over and over, and it wasn't happening, right? So it's not out there. It's not in that place. It was in me. Yes? Yeah. And that's what we have to know, that it's not there, it's not out there, it's in us. So Rumi has a beautiful quote. The moment you accept what troubles you've been given, the door will open. This is living life as a non-resistance. The moment that we accept whatever is before us is for us, then the door will open. Answers will come. Spirit will provide. But if we resist and push it away, it will persist. That's what we know, yeah? What we resist persists. But what we accept, we begin to explore ways of being with life on life's terms. So communion arises not from resistance, but from this radical acceptance and surrender to what is. He also says, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. So we're recognizing our oneness. We're recognizing that we're just not this individual self. We are one with the one. And all that is in us is God. And we have this cohort called the human self. And our identity, most of the time, lands with identifying as this human self that is doing in the world. And so what we want to do is communion is remembering our oneness with all life. Remembering that it's not efforting that will get us into the kingdom of heaven. It is letting go of the sense of a separate self, letting go of any story that keeps us out of the kingdom of heaven. Let's see. Would you do the, thank you. So a beautiful teacher I follow, Rupert Spira, he's an Advaita teacher, philosopher of non-dual teaching. He says, all experience arises in, is known by, and is made by the same awareness. So communion is simply the felt knowing of this shared being. It's just, communion is simply this felt knowing of this shared being, that I am one with all that is. There is no separation. It's much like the principle, as above, so below, as within, so without. So Rupert's sort of pointing to this non-dual truth that everything, our thoughts, our sensations, our relationship to the world, are made out of this one idea of awareness. And it's just not that we're connected, it's that we're expressions of this divine presence. And you and I are determining what flavor of expression. And in here, we have these core values. This is the flavor of expression that we're going to get into in just a minute. So the phrase, as above, so below, reflects that same truth. So the divine above is not separate from the world below. This inner life is not separate from our outer experience. The sacred is not out there, it's here and now. The kingdom of heaven is here and now. So Rupert reminding us that communion is not just a mystical event reserved for the saints or the sages or the forest. It's that felt knowing that we are all made from the same divine awareness. As above, so below. As within, so without. There's this sacredness that we seek, but it's not somewhere that we're not. It's right where we are in this circumstance, in this moment. And Rumi tells us, close your eyes, fall in love, stay there. This is the self reminding it of its essence. To close our eyes, fall in love, stay there. And what I believe and know is one of the first steps to spiritual awakening is surrender. And surrender is not giving up. I just give up. I can't do this thing called life. Surrender is the sacred and holy expression of giving way, of letting go of the ego's separate self, letting go of the identity to the only human self, and letting go of any illusion of separation, letting go of striving to be more spiritual. If I just read one more book, if I take that one more workshop, I know I'm going to get it. But it's relaxing into the higher self, relaxing the ego, softening our grip on needing to control and predict what happens next. Beautiful teacher I heard many, many years ago. Nothing happens next. Whew. As soon as I say those words, that sense of anxiety sort of leaves me. So many of us live in the future. What's happening next? And would it be all right if I just spent a little more time in this moment? It's the only one we have. Nothing happens next means we have no idea, nor could we ever completely prepare for. But surrender is surrendering to something greater than self. That I don't have to know what happens next because the Spirit in me knows what to do in the next moment. Yes? Yes. But if I believe that I'm the doer, wow, I have to learn more, I have to get more information, I have to get more money, I have to get more planning to get into the next moment. Laugh with me, thank you. Because it's crazy, right? I didn't mean applaud, I said laugh with me. But you can applaud, I'm not cheating you. But that's the reality of this human self. It's sort of ludicrous when you actually inquire. What are you needing for next? I have everything. You have everything you need right here. That's surrendering into this now moment. Nothing happens next. And so surrendering is this soul exhale. Because nothing happens next. It's the moment we stop reaching outward and begin to listen inwardly. Communion is what arises naturally when we rest in presence, when we rest in spaciousness. It's organic. And so surrender is the first step in awakening because it allows us to release the false self. And how many times do we surrender? 70 times 7. It's the same as forgiveness. Because we keep taking it back that we're this human doing, right? Surrendering over to this greater presence. That's who I am. So we continue to surrender into the identity as the divine, which fits very nicely with our core value. Yes? Do I have that next? That would be so perfect. I do. Embodied divinity. This is the same core value that you all came up with a few years back, almost 11 years now, which someday we could do that again, but not this moment. We have plenty to do, don't we? We support people in realizing and expressing their divine potential in spirit, mind, and body. So this is why I'm not telling you these when we do our morning time of vision, mission, core values. We're doing that in the talk. We're going to talk about that in our talk every Sunday until August 31st. These empowering ideas. And so we have this handout for you as well. It's called Sailing the Seven Seas, Reflection and Response. You can grab that one. Does anybody need one? Does anybody sneak in here without getting one? Here's a raised hand, so our ushers will bring you. Keep your... There are no more? Okay, you'll have to share with your neighbor, and we'll get some more. Share with your neighbor. So today we'd like you to sort of reflect on the word communion. Do you feel a sense of spiritual communion when you're here? Right? And you can write on this and give it back to us. We're looking for that feedback. And what could you do to enhance that experience for yourself and others? So these are the core spiritual experiences you and I are yearning for. And maybe nothing needs to change. But now we also want to talk about the core values. And so I want to invite Sally up to share. And maybe we'll just do this. Sally, you can stand where you are, because I'm going to invite other people. John, would you hand that? There we go. So Sally was part of the task force that helped create these. So she wants to share with you some experiences that might help us express this value more deeply.
Yes, so the task force was tasked with coming up with these kind of abbreviated ideas and statements, but then also to think of some activities that could deepen our experience of them. And so these are really meant to be just starting points, right? This is for community to really delve into much more deeply. But for embodied divinity, just a few ideas to start with. Maybe we could have a Sunday talk that focuses on mind, body, spirit connections, which actually we did today, right? So, but that was one idea. To have perhaps workshops outside Sunday service, yoga practice sessions, qigong, sound baths, things like that really delve into the mind, body, spirit connection. Study groups on short readings about such practices with practical applications, and. This is where you all come in, okay? So to have, what does embodied divinity mean to you? So we really all think about it individually and then share it collectively is the hope here.
So now we want to open that up for you, because Sally has agreed to sort of write that down.
I'm going to take notes on my computer.
We have two microphones.
So I need somebody else to do this.
We have two microphones, so we can roam that around. But how does that show up for you? Embodied divinity. Yeah, Art, good. He's going to kick us off.
I publish a YouTube channel called Navigating Your Unretired Life. Today, the title of my latest video that I'm publishing today is Navigating Your Unretired Life, Mind, Body, and Spirit-Wise. This is synchronicity. Thank you.
Thank you. Mind, body, and spirit. Yeah, any other thoughts, ideas?
Oh, me? I was just holding the microphone.
Well, I have one while you're thinking, and that is one of the ministries we served took these core values, and some artist, painted them beautifully on rocks. And so they had those displayed throughout the church, and then if someone were caught expressing that value, they got to keep that rock for a moment. But it was a way to display them throughout the church, and then wow, you just embodied divinity. You get to hold this rock for a week, right? Something like that. But we could invite artists into the idea. Yeah. Anything else coming to you? Yes, we've got a hand way back there. And when lightning speed comes the microphone.
Okay.
Dana.
Well, what comes to me is I love the ritual of communion, having grown up with that. And so now, as more a metaphysician in this unity tradition, I'm wondering if we could reimagine that ritual to make it more meaningful for the way we think about things now. But it really is a sacred
ritual, yeah.
I mean, it really is. And so rather than just bringing in the traditional and triggering people, just how could we, maybe the chaplains could help with that. I'm sure we
Beautiful.
could. I'm sure
so
we
some
could.
spiritual ritual that would reenact that communion, maybe not in the same way, but invoking the embodiment of
Even
God.
the washing of the feet.
Could be washing
the
the
washing
feet.
of the feet is wonderful. We
Beautiful.
did that at the chaplain retreat training. We all
Yes.
washed each other's feet, and it was a real bonding experience. So-
Beautiful. I could see that happening on the World Day of Prayer. Yeah. What else? Here comes some more. Great.
I did a weekend course at Center for Spiritual Living, and it was on love. And they had a minister come from down south and does this workshop, and we bent rebar.
You bent rebar.
With
Yes.
another human being.
Yes.
Just with the power of love in our minds. It was pretty powerful. So it was a really great experience. Really powerful.
That's beautiful. So we could bring people who could bypass the human body and use those spiritual gifts. Yeah, I've done that with a minister down in California. Yeah, and you hold it right here in your core, and you just walk towards the other person, and this rebar actually bends. What? Yeah. Okay, good. What else? Yeah, there's somebody. Pelakini.
I'm going to stand over there so I can take my mask off.
That'd be easier to hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. I know that we have a fabulous wealth of folks here that could teach. Yoga. One of the things that I've heard is doing a healing group, like a regular, could be dovetailed in with a prayer group. My Southern Baptist and Pentecostal background leads me hands-on and with the word, healing, metaphysically. And I used to lead one at Seattle Unity, and it's precious. And we pray for all the people that go in the box, and then we pray for each other. And if you have a particular prayer, you can come in. All are welcome. And we can do hands-on even, you guys, like they did in the old days. So there's that, and that's a no-cost thing, and a love, just... I teach yoga. I could teach a, not mat one, but chair yoga. And, we could get it started just by coming. If you want to bend your body and move energy, we could do that sort of thing. There are a lot of other people that have amazing gifts that can offer. I want my feet washed, please, and moisturized. But,
Yeah, don't forget the moisturizer.
Yeah.
That's right. great. Yes, here's another hand. Beautiful.
Having activities or workshops that...
Can you start at the beginning? I didn't hear your first words.
Having activities or workshops that help you just get into your own groove and expression, so you can, like, because part of it says potential and spirit, a divine potential and spirit, and like there could be art therapy things and things where you can just go to kind of release, get in contact, doing stuff where it's a little bit of non-pressured doing, and also then sharing and being present in community with each other.
Beautiful.
And that could be like what I said, like with a little bit of art therapy, but nature walks and like meditation and doing things like that in community.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Sally and then Linda.
Yeah, okay. Just, what's your name? I'm sorry.
I'm Jenny.
Jenny, just building off that, I once did a guided forest bathing experience, and that was amazing, and we can do that on our own grounds.
We could do that here.
Forest bathing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody do... Forest bathing is a concept that comes from Japan, and it's kind of taking on popularity over here too. Rather than just going for a walk in the woods, you very, very much slow it down. And so we walked in, and then would stop after a few feet and say, now use one of your 5 senses, maybe just hearing, and really just stand there and what do you hear in this forest? And then you would use sight and smell, all of your senses. And it's like a meditative practice in the woods. So
Let's take one more. Linda?
I'm thinking of drumming circles, which we've had here before. Yeah.
Drumming circles, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. So Sally's writing all this down, what's great. And each week we're going to have this, just so what's alive in us? How can we express more of that? And we'll get that all down. And will we do it all? No, of course not. Someone has to be the one that says, I'll take that on, right? So I've talked to one or two of you about things like that. When you come to me for ideas, I said, so great, when you have your proposal in mind and you figure out how to do that, come to me, right? So that's what it takes, building community. It can't be done by one person, and that's what we're looking for. The last handout here is a spiritual practice for 7 weeks. And I'm just inviting you, if you want to join me, I'm doing this 40-day online class, but you don't have to do that. Just remember, come back to these practices, right? 30 days of 30 minutes, right? This is 50 days. This 7 weeks is 50 days. So if you want to do that, 30 minutes a day of silence or stillness or prayer. And then living the core value, communion, write about that this week, right? Embody the core value, which is the embodiment of divinity. And then surrender, our first step to awakening. So each week you'll get a new one of these, and pretty much everything will be the same, but a different core value, a different 7 C's, and a different step. So for this awakening process. So let's go into meditation. I just invite Kelly out. Just take a holy breath. Let's just take all this in and just surrender. That indeed in this holy and sacred sanctuary is our calling to awaken. And so each of us has this sincere desire to stay fully awake, to be the voice through which heaven is made known on earth, to be the heart where God can express itself as you. I am that I am has sent me to this now moment. To be the voice, to be the heart that will bring heaven here to earth. I'm here to realize and recognize my divinity and to express that in the world. There is nothing more important than for us to awaken, to embody this divinity, to know God, to know our oneness. To know that this present moment is the holy moment of communion. And with that, we say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, infinite intelligence. We move through these 7 weeks with a greater sense of communion and community. We are blessed and grateful to be in service to the one, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Denise and Kelly, for that lovely background music. I feel well fed this morning. Thank you. I want to invite you into our sacred time of giving. As we prepare to enter into the sacred flow of giving, let us remember this is not a transaction. It's a spiritual practice. Giving is one way we participate in the rhythm of abundance, affirming that we live in a universe of wholeness and sufficiency. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, reminded us, it is a law of mind that we increase whatever we give our attention to. As we give thanks, we expand our awareness of the good already present. We don't give to get, we give to affirm the truth that we are already supported, already connected, already blessed. As New Thought teacher Eric Butterworth said, prosperity is not something we have to get, it's a consciousness we must develop. So today, let us give from that consciousness, not from pressure, but from gratitude, not from fear, but from trust, not from obligation, but from joy. May our giving be a reflection of the love that flows through us and a blessing to this beloved community. So electronic giving options are there on the screen, and our youth ambassadors here will pass baskets. All
that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, offer at the altar of love, in sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. At the altar of love, all that I am, I offer at the altar of love,
think I messed up the order of things. If you could give us that offering blessing, let's just do that, our affirmation. Let's do this together, please. I give in love. I live in grace. Abundance flows in every place. Thank you. Well, in case you're wondering what's going on around here at Unity in Lynnwood, I'll share a few things. We are aware that by the time we get to invitations, people are a little tired of being in just listening mode, and we are going to try to make that a little brief. And one thing I'm going to take time for this morning in making it brief is to point out the various ways that our staff work so hard to make sure we have this kind of information. So I want to make sure that you remember to check the website. We now have weekly email updates. We have our monthly email that comes out just once a month called Enlightenments. We have posters on bathroom walls. We have posters on other walls in various places. And before service, both in the other room, Friendship Hall, and right here, we have announcements up on the screen about things that are happening. Now, that might be news to some people. We don't tend to tune into that during those times. We're so focused on greeting one another, which is lovely. So I'm just going to say it's a dance. It's a dance. Try to do a little bit of both things. So what's happening around here? Tuesday, July 15th at 7:30. This is not a class or a sermon, it's presencing. Very much what we were talking about today. An open, unscripted exploration of consciousness in the present moment. Next Sunday, July 20th, 12:30 p.m., we will have a town hall meeting for updates. Save the date, please. Our annual picnic will be Sunday, September 7th. Thank you. And Reverend Denise has another announcement as we wrap up.
So, yeah, thank you, Linda. So beautiful. And so August 2nd, coming up, we have our annual Hands-on Housings project. And if you've seen the pictures and the videos of this, this is a not miss experience. I'm going just to get the t-shirt. But I want to be part of it because it's something that's holy and sacred. It's something we do. It's something that we take us out of these very safe walls into the community to express who we are. And so it's beautiful to experience that. And one of the C's that we will be talking about is contribution. It's so important for us to be able to make a contribution. Yes? Yes. And so this is our opportunity to contribute to the world. So you don't want to miss it. You can sign up on our website. I think there's a morning slot, an afternoon slot, or you could stay all day. But don't miss it. Daniel and Tim are leading that, and they'll be back next week to tell you a little bit more about it. So at the end of our service, we talk about our statement of faith, and we put that on our slides. And let's say this truth together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the infinite, living, loving presence of God. God is the ultimate reality and the source of all. There's only one thing going on. God's happening. So we have prayer chaplains that are here every Sunday with their beautiful purple stoles, and they're here to pray with you, whether you're in a life challenge or you just want to give praise or gratitude for the amazing life you have. Either way will be a blessing. Where our chaplains stand this morning, and we'll get to see where they are. Yes. And they'll be up here to meet you and then find a private place for you to go. If you're online, we will also be praying with you. You just need to send us your email at the email on your screen, and we'll get back to you in 24 hours, one of our prayer chaplains. So you're with us, not only online, but in person here. So thank you. So we have our new peace song that we're going to end our service with. Thank you, Kelly.
Let there be peace on earth. Let it be
Thank you. Beautiful. So join us in the Friendship Hall through these doors to the left. And the youth are sponsoring that. And if you'd love to make a donation on that, that'll help them do all of their IYOU and all of those projects. Thank you for joining us today.